Hi, friends. Our book that we're going to read today is called Tanglebird by Bernard Lodge. And you're going to read all about this bird and his friends. Well, they might not be friends. Call him Tanglebird because he gets in such a tangle all of the time. And in this story, we're going to learn that determination and help from a friend can sometimes help us fix our problems. Tanglebird by Bernard Lodge. And if we start off, we'll notice, oh my goodness, Tanglebird has all of his strings. He's got the cat all tangled up. And it's all in a knot. And then there's Tanglebird with his string. Deep in the woods, the birds were busy building nests. They used twigs and leaves, and they all made their homes as neat as baskets, all except for one. This bird's nest was just a tangly mess. The others called him Tanglebird. The birds told Tanglebird to tidy up his nest, but the louder they twittered and the faster he worked, the more tangled his nest became. The other birds screeched so much that they scared Tanglebird. They scared him out of his tangled nest and right out of the tree. So I guess maybe they're not his friends. Tanglebird flew out of the woods and over the fields to the big city. He looked for somewhere to build a nest. But what could he build a nest with? He had to find the right stuff. He fluttered down to the city park and perched on a bench. Mrs. DeMarco sat there happily knitting a long, warm sweater. Wool, thought Tanglebird. That will make a nice, warm, woolly nest. But Tanglebird didn't make a woolly nest. He made a woolly tangle, and tangled up in the middle was Mrs. DeMarco. Wool is too soft, thought Tanglebird. I need something stronger. He looked around and saw a long rubber hose. Great, he said. I will make a strong, bouncy rubber nest. Oh gosh. I wonder what's going to happen with the hose. Uh-oh. But Tanglebird didn't make a bouncy rubber nest. He made a terrible tangle of twisted rubber hose, and tangled in the middle was the part keeper. Rubber is too bouncy, Tanglebird thought. I'll find something else. Then he saw the kites. Gosh, I wonder what's going to happen with the kites. What a lot of ribbons, thought Tanglebird. I can make a beautiful ribbony nest. He flew up to the fluttering kites, but he didn't make a beautiful ribbony nest. He made the worst tangle ever. And who was tangled up in the middle? Tanglebird himself. Gosh, he sure did get himself into a mess. The children were cross, which means they were angry. But one of them felt sorry for Tanglebird. Her name was Gina. She worked at the tangle of knots until Tanglebird was free. He was too dazed to fly away, so Gina took him home with her. He can stay until he gets well, said Gina's father. Then he will want to fly home. They fed Tanglebird on spaghetti. He loved it. It was like a tangly nest of worms. Tanglebird soon got better, but he didn't want to fly away. Not yet. Gina showed Tanglebird how to play cat's cradle. He made a terrible tangle at first, but soon he could do it well. Cat's cradle is a game that you play with string between your fingers. You may not be familiar with it, but it's something I did a lot when I was a kid. Then Gina showed him how to tie knots and bows. He became so good at it that whenever the family needed a gift wrapped, they would ask Tanglebird to tie the ribbons. One day, Gina's mother asked Tanglebird to tie up a very special parcel. It was Gina's birthday present, a pair of bright green running shoes. She tore off the paper straight away and put them on. Tanglebird threaded the shoelaces and tied big double bows. Next, Gina showed him how to weave. Weaving reminded Tanglebird of the tangly nest he used to build, and it made him sad. He spent all of his time looking out of the window because far away at the edge of the city, he could see the woods. Look at him weaving. He's getting really good at it. I wonder if he's going to be able to make a nest now. Now Gina knew that Tanglebird was ready to fly home. She gave him a big bundle of colored string and waved him goodbye. Tanglebird flew out over the rooftops of the city towards the distant woods. Deep in the woods, high up in the trees, Tanglebird wove the nest of multicolored string. It was strong and warm and neat as a basket, but so much more beautiful. Wow. I wonder how those birds are feeling now. There's Tanglebird. And at the end, they're nice and woven in a nice pattern. So in this book, we can learn that sometimes we may not be good at something, but all it takes is a friend to help us out, and we can practice and try again. And if you get frustrated with something, that's okay. Everyone gets frustrated sometimes, but don't give up. Okay? I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.